In a world of fun and fantasy and ever-changing views and computer terminology, Commodore is news. Are you keeping up with the Commodore? 'Cause the Commodore is keeping up with you. Are you keeping up with the Commodore? 'Cause the Commodore is keeping up with you. In a world of high technology and ever-changing moods, in a world that's full of make-believe and changing attitudes, are you keeping up with the Commodore?
Good evening, Triple M. That's right. D64 Television, welcome, welcome. Doing all right, just getting some stuff set up here still. Discord didn't pop up, huh? Oh, I was a little late starting it up. Technically earlier than last time, but yeah. Started working on things around quarter till, and, you know, you just tweaking here, tweaking there. I'm a tweaker. Yeah, the Discord notification came in because I started the stream about 7:06 or 7 or so. I think I'll try to, if nothing else, I know I won't be on, I'll definitely post that. Otherwise it'll be 7-ish. All right, I'll do the intro. I'll be ready by then. Hey, watch stream. Thank you, C6 Sport Television, for watching. Pyro Man. Getting ready to do the big walk. Big walking pyro. Big walk! Whoa, God. Alright, kick it off here soon. All right. Like we still have things from ye old Main Boxeroo sitting there. And, hey now, Triple F. Jay Pones. Jay Pones submit a score? Is it the Triple F and Jay Pones show tonight?
The key to the mystery will be found.
Would you like to play a game?
Yeah.
Oh man, there's definitely been some scores flying around here.
And ever-changing view.
My.
And computer terminology. Commodore is news. Are you keeping up with the Commodore? Cause the Commodore is keeping up with you. Are you keeping up with the Commodore? Cause the Commodore is keeping up with you. In a world of high technology.
Would you like to play a game?
In a world that's full of make-believe and changing attitudes. Are you keeping up with the Commodore? Cause the Commodore is keeping up with you.
All right, so let's see. I've got a mic on me now. And I'm going to walk into the other room. I got another mic on me. I got two mics on me. I'm double mic'd. And ideally, when I walk the other mic is also picking up and working. I don't know. You have to let me know if you can hear me. Ideally, I think you can hear me. So, yeah. I think...
It's a Star Ranger.
Hopefully I'm coming through. Alright. I'm assuming I can be heard. I think I can hear... I think I see the thing. The meters are going. So... Good. Alright. So we are double mic'd. We are very dark. It's very dark in here. Let me fix
Sega
that.
Clay Challenge.
Pull.
Great.
Pull.
Okay.
Pull.
Awesome. Great.
Okay. So we're not going to mess with this really too much tonight in terms of... I've got two mics on. I've got one that room reads, and I've got this room reads. So maybe we can't get Pops, you know, labbed up a little bit. That might work out okay. We'll probably still have to have the TV audio on, and maybe I can work with voice suppression a little bit. But in general, J Pones, Battis, or 1000 with the Batticera. Found my old Xbox
should we take the stand?
controllers for an Xbox that I've never played, and we're there, right? So we got some games. I've tried out a few, not all of them worked yet, but got the light guns, little Operation Wolf maybe. We'll see. I know I've got Cut to Work, Thunderbolt, Wolf, Terminator 2, Evolution X, Hogan's Alley. It's a little weird with the light gun. Sometimes that works, sometimes it does not. No, C64 television, you're so sweet. So yeah, I think we're getting there. We're getting there. I don't know if we'll do it now. I did get this light guns ordered, so I might wait till they come in because I did notice some drift on the IR, and part of it, right, is
Operation Wolf.
I have to potentially the systems. You got Singe, MAME, NES, the two Dreamcast ones are Dreamcast, me and a Thomas Wave, and Dreamcast. So it's like there's a lot of stuff through a night. Work as well as like on it. I may only go so far before I decide, like, you know what? Maybe I'll just wait till the Sindens before I go much further and see how those perform, because you know you can tell there's drift. Well, we might look at those and you can see that drift. I break up when MAME gets too loud. All right, that's fair. I still need to adjust a lot in this room. So we'll come back.
Operation Wolf.
Yeah, there's a lot to adjust in there, and I gotta play around with a lot on that. So I'm not surprised that there's weird volume stuff going on. I just hooked up that mic tonight.
Operation Wolf.
But, you know, we're at least running. We got it going. So yeah, part of it is that streaming box in there. There's Batticera. It connects to an OBS box in there. That OBS box is transmitting right now to my main stream box. And of course, I've got to figure out, where do I do noise suppression? Where do I do the ducking and all that stuff, right? Is it on the NDI stream into the main streamer box? Oh, there's probably some ducking that I got to do on the OBS box in that room itself. So there's two PCs in there, two mini PCs really, and there's a lot of finagling I got to mess with, right? Part of the problem is I can't hear myself. I can't hear the output in that room, right? The mics and all that stuff don't reach, so I'll have to rig something up. My wireless headset doesn't reach in there; it breaks up, so I can't really hear the final output very well at all. So I gotta figure out a better way to do that. Maybe Wi-Fi-ing it through the phone somehow, getting the OBS stream on without streaming it, right? Or I stream it to a bullshit Twitch account that I've got that nobody watches because it's not meant. It's for testing, right? Maybe I stream it to there and test out the audio that way, right? So it's not. We are not ready for prime time. They're definitely not ready for prime time yet.
Operation Wolf.
I am extremely pleased with Batocera, though, as a... Holy crap, it's like RetroPie, but for actual computers. I'm not super thrilled about being back in RetroArch. Trying to remember, like, okay, am I changing settings for the game, or am I changing settings for the core, or am I changing global settings and the mappings and all that stuff? So, you know, you got to do it. You got to dive into it and play with it for a while and get it fine-tuned, and then off you go, right? Part of the problem is, you know, past the initial setup, I don't have great control over the cores, right? So I, for example, am not running MAME through RetroArch. I'm running MAME directly on Batocera because I want to use the version of MAME that I want to use. I don't want to have to only be able to use libretro MAME. So I'm like, nope, got to run my own. And yeah, so there's a lot there. The nice thing is, if nothing else, the cores kind of at least give you a good enough implementation instead of having to force the emulation, or, well, if you want to use your custom emulators, you can, right? But at least you get a starting point with the cores. I just don't care for... I get it, don't get me wrong, I get it, right? But you are then locked into the core that you're locked into, and I'm just like, sometimes I want to just run the emulator and not have to worry about making sure it plays nice with RetroArch. So, yeah, and I think in general the aim track worked well enough with it. There's a lot of mapping stuff that I had to rework because by default it was doing some different things. And there's some platforms on there that just
Operation Wolf.
does not care about or will not register. Part of the problem too is that you've got, like, I know that I've got to mess with UDEV rules because, and that's why I'm like, well, do I care about that now or do I wait for the Sindens? Because if you leave the light guns plugged in, it no longer knows which one is number 1 and number 2. I have to plug them in order, right? And that's typically a UDEV rule type of issue, where the system's booting and it sees both things connected and he gets confused, right? He doesn't know which one is which. Yeah, I think that's more the Ultimark specific thing for the USB device, right? So I got to mess with UDEV rules. The Xbox stuff is pretty much fine. There's a dongle from my Xbox One, and I have 2 Xbox One controllers, which is good because I got a bunch of 360s too, but
Operation Wolf.
I just wanted to use, I think I like the Xbox Ones a little bit better. I had 2 Xbox One controllers, and we connected both the controllers to that, and it's pretty much whoever turns on first is number 1, right? Yeah, and it's okay. I mean, I'm not much of a fan of Xbox controllers in general. Like, I don't like to play on them. I don't care for anything with the hats. Anything with the hats and your thumbs, yeah, count me out. I do not care for it at all.
There's 2.
I still have a bunch of those. Yeah, they are a little expensive. They got higher, probably costs, and we know on the site he mentions the tariffs. So, yep, that's just the way of the world. So I am taking a little bit of a gamble on there. There's a couple things I might pull the trigger on. We might look at some stuff tonight, because this has kind of got me interested in doing some things, but it has, like, maybe the pedestal comes back. Maybe that pedestal that sits behind me there, maybe we actually make the thing real. Problem with that is I don't want to build it. I really have no interest in woodworking at all. I did it for my dad's bar top arcade. I made him. I don't want to do it again for me. I really don't care. So we got some options to look at. I might browse around a little bit on some stuff tonight. Maybe a pre-made kit, and then I just make sure that my stuff will fit in there. So we'll see. Drill some extra holes if I need to, right? See what their configuration is compared to the prototype's configuration. which just is rapidly decaying behind me. That foam box that I built for the pedestal arcade is like at least a decade old. So, all right, let's get off the main box feed for a little bit and bring it back up to, what do we got? We got Diorama Cam up, we got Dungeon up. Let's bring up the main PC a little bit here. Okay, and we'll bring up some of the background music. Do I need to pick new background music? It's basically a video file of a bunch of SIDs, and I just basically start it up from the beginning. If it feels like I'm always hearing Outrun, do I need to break those SIDs up and maybe make them individual files so I can repeat and loop? Are people getting ticked off enough at the background music for these? Let me know your thoughts if you are like, yeah, I don't need to hear the same SID because, you know, my broadcast is only this long. I start the SID at the beginning. You're always hearing the same. Change it in 6 months. Okay, that's fair. I haven't been back long enough for you to probably get killed by it, unlike the Commodore 64 streamer, right? Are you keeping up with the Commodore? That one song over and over and over? Yeah, that definitely needed it, right? I may break it apart into individual SIDs. It'd be nice if I just dumped a collection of SIDs and then figured out a way to play those without... Hey, thank you for the big... You got the right emotes, man. C64 television. Oh, he's got the right emotes. Always. That is great. Little Sid Vicious. Yeah, that's excellent. I remember the days when we used to watch C64 television streaming. Did some cars on stream or something like that. Race cars on stream. I think. Back in the day. Back in the long, long ago. And the far, far away. Where the hell was I? Yeah, the Sid music. Cool. I look forward to it. It's been a while. It has been a while. The other part that I was... Oh yeah, the Sid stuff. So, I don't know if there's a good way to play SIDs. I don't want to use the retro demo thing to play them. But like if I just got a collection of SIDs, maybe there's a JavaScript SID player overlay thing that I can vibe code a module for and then just dump a bunch of SIDs on my NAS and have it read that and then just output a SID to an overlay as audio. Maybe that's a thing? Because then that way we could have like a whole SID library, you could request a SID, right? And it's not up to me to have to curate a crap ton of SIDs or something, or chop up a video into tiny little SID segments. Maybe that'll be a thing. Maybe that's a thing we can do. I don't know. I'll think about it. In the meantime, we added some more games. So let's take a look at the stuff that we added. Some of the stuff we've talked about on the last stream, which prompted the adding. All right, so where do we go? Where do we go from here? It's going to be mostly the spotlight on the stream, so we can look at that beautiful main box. And first up, Ghosts and Goblins, of course. We added that one. Oh, Excelente, with his shifting pelvic region there. He's looking pretty good. Casual WoW, good evening, sir. Good evening. We got that, we got Ghosts and Goblins for the arcade. We also popped it up there for the Commodore 64. looking slightly rougher, but more flexible on the armor. And, of course, the sequel. Right? Ghouls and Ghosts. Smash Arcade sequel. So we've got that available to us. And Ghouls and Ghosts, surprisingly, on the C64. Unknowns to where that really comes from, but it is a thing. It is a thing that we looked at. Yeah, coming back to the Xbox 60 controllers there, I feel like... they're great controllers for building up a retro system, right? They're really nice for that. As opposed to, you don't want just a simple NES one, because in case you play with one game that's more complex, you need that. Some guy on YouTube played all the different versions of Ghouls and Ghosts. That was kind of interesting. Oh yeah, all the different platform versions. I mean, that is kind of one of the reasons when I was making the bucket list, I was like, what if we just, like Burger Time, we almost did, like, we almost have almost every single platform version of it. And man, that Atari 2600 one is still horrible. But I think over time, we might end up really picking a day maybe and saying, okay, pick a game, and then I'll try to scramble and find all the different platforms for it and take a look and play one for like, 5 minutes a piece, right? And then just see what's different about them and what's lacking. But that'd be a lot of hunting, right? So like if you look at Ghosts, and well, let's just say, let's go to Burger Time. Burger Time! Maybe Moby Games. Moby Games, Burger Time. Let's switch that over. Like if you... Right. Like the +4. The fact that there's a +4 version of that. I don't know. Did I miss the platform list? Oh yeah, no, there we go. All of those. Like, I would struggle to source some of these. Big time. So, Intellivision Apple II, never, I don't think, I might have a collection of some of those. Apple II I do, because I've got Oregon Trail and all that other stuff. PC Booter, I don't even know what PC Booter is. ColecoVision, Coleco Atom, I know what they are. Never really tried to find anything for them, but I would expect the... And where is the Spectrum on here? So that's interesting. Is that more like the home? Was there a homebrew of it? Because there is no Spectrum on here. Yeah, that's interesting. Where the heck was the... And I don't even see the Commodore +4. So we're either missing references on Moby Games, or there were homebrews made. PC Booter is a disk that loads when you power up your PC like its own... Oh, okay. Interesting. Never heard of that. Very interesting. So if it didn't load DOS... Okay, so there you go. There you got that's a good example, right? Like, well, Beef Drop, right? We don't see Atari 7800 on here because there wasn't one. It's Beef Drop. So it definitely takes a while to... Probably have to use some AI-assisted searching to say, like, okay, find me alternates, homebrews, whatever, for these other platforms. Triple F is probably playing right now. He sees those J Pone scores up there, and he's like, "Yeah, we gotta end this." I would not be surprised if he comes back in and says, "Oh yeah, just beat this one." Now, let's get back into what else we got. I did throw an FPS on there. I don't know if I'd play this to completion on stream, but yeah, it was fun. It was like after Wolf 3D and another popular 3D shooter back in the day. Had some extra mechanics and weapons and things like that, so yeah, that could be fun. I have no idea why Blake Stone's hair became luxurious. I didn't tell it, hey, Blake Stone's got really long hair, but the AI loves long hair. I did not tell it to. But now it does. The next one here. Oh, now this one is a favorite of mine. Blood Omen Legacy of Kain. This was just a fun one. One of the first games where you actually, not one of the first games, but one of the few games where you actually play the bad guy. Right? You are the antagonist as the protagonist. I really liked Legacy of Kain. The choices you make, really following the storyline of what Kain's trying to do. And of course, Soul Reaver, which was more of the direct sequel, and then there was a Legacy of Kain 2, which came out way later, but Soul Reaver kind of assumes like the end of the first one, you took this one path, where you could have taken a different path at the end of this game. But it was fun. I just remember enjoying it. And fun fact, if you ever saw the TV show The Neighbors on ABC, it ran for like 2 seasons. I and my wife have rewatched it a couple of times now. We just enjoy it. It's just fun to have on. But it's about a couple that moves. They find one open house in this whole housing neighborhood, and they realize that the rest of the housing neighborhood are inhabited by aliens. Now, they wear human costumes, so they're totally human actors and things like that. But they're trying to assimilate into Earth and try to understand Earth culture, and they all have sports names, but they don't fit. Like the one couple, the main family of the aliens, the leader, their Asian son is named Reggie Jackson. He's named Larry Bird. His British black wife is Jackie Joyner Kersey, and their small red-headed, like 12-year-old kid is Dick Butkus. So it's a funny little show. But the trivia that I'm coming to here is the head alien who plays Larry Bird is the voice of Kain in this video game. So there is your little bit of game trivia about Legacy of Kain. The voice actor played on The Neighbors for a couple of seasons and played the character of Larry Bird. And in fact, I'll just bring that up here real quick. Why not? Right? That's what we're here for. Oh, God, go away. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus criminy. There we go. I just want the picture. There's Kain. That's Larry Bird. Let's see if we can find a little bit of Kain in there. This is from the show.
All right, husband, are you ready for our first rehearsal?
Am I ever? Up until today, I've always been a Larry bird, but today...
That's Kain.
I'm a Larry songbird. Deep breaths. Don't get pitchy.
There's so much out there we should know.
And yet you never let us go.
If we could do things,
Big spanking new things.
life
They
would
clearly made a musical episode.
As
as a broad way.
I
want to get a circumcision.
I want to hitchhike to LA.
These are all aliens.
Drinking in dive bars? I'd give it 5 stars.
More or less like what you'd probably see on Broadway.
I want to use a public restroom.
Then try out 50 Shades of Grey.
Roughing some bums up?
That stupid thumbs up.
Similar to the kind of thing you might see on Broadway.
I want to do a tap dance at the local DMV.
I want to give a lap dance to a Starbucks employee.
What about getting a new tattoo or possibly 2 or 3?
I want to smack the entire cast of Glee.
Also me.
I want to learn.
Anyhow, that is a musical episode they did. I think this was near the end of the second season. They knew they were getting canceled, so they actually break the fourth wall a little bit and start joking about that. And I think one of the lyrics in this song is in regards to them getting canceled, so they just spent their money. Like, we blew the budget on this because we won't be back or something like that, right? Like, it was well done. We found it entertaining, but when I had done some research on the cast, because some of these people I had not seen before, like this guy, who played Larry Bird. That's Kane. I saw that and I was like, no way. And I had to immediately go to Legacy of Kane and listen a little bit, right? Like, okay, I had to hear some of this. Boy, do we not have the original video anywhere? This is all the new stuff. Do long play. See if we can pick out some of Kane's voice there. Oh my God. We gotta be specific. Or it's the thumbnails that are catching me, right? Like, there we go.
Their servants, and as the minds of the circle degenerated and descended farther into dementia, the pillars crumbled. To restore them, each member of the circle had to die, and the artifact that served as their link to the pillar had to be returned. Only when all the pillars were restored did Ariel claim my curse would end, and so my hunt for Nupraptor began.
So younger, clearly younger, right? But yeah, you can hear it at times. You're like, oh, yeah, that's Larry Bird from The Neighbors. So, yep, Blood Omen Legacy of Kane, right? And then I do like horror games, and I never played these. This is pretty much, I don't know, they're different, very much Tomb Raider-esque for putting digital boobs on the screen. J-Hobo will very much love when I play Blood Rain, as well as Blood Rain 2, because we will have, I'm sure, some amount of digital 8-bit boobs that J-Hobo is so very fond of and is constantly looking for on this stream as we play unknown, uncurated demos. So we've got Blood Rain and Blood Rain 2 Terminal Cut. Same type of thing there, old engines. Another bit of trivia here. One of my favorite horror games that I could not play, we talked about this a couple streams ago, Nocturne. Fun game. One of the characters in the group, and I can't remember the name of the group anymore, I'm sure I'll recall it once we start playing, is a half vampire, a Dhampir. Her character is effectively Rain in Blood Rain. The talk of making a sequel to Nocturne fell through. They still wanted to make a game, so that's effectively the character. It's just not related to Nocturne and not related, different storyline, right? But effectively, the inspiration for that was from the Dhampir in Nocturne. So another little bit of odd game, retro game trivia for you. So we did add Blood Rain. We also added another series, big favorite of mine. If you like strategy games that are maybe just a little bit different, Majesty, Majesty 2, and a spiritual successor, Lysaria. Added those to the bucket list. These were really fun in the fact that you don't directly control anything. So they're kind of like city builder-ish games, but there's RPG elements to it. There's 4 different classes, or maybe 5. There's like rogues and wizards and druids or hunters, really, and then warriors, and I think some clerics in there somewhere. The idea of Majesty is to not directly control the characters. You have to influence them through gold. So if there's a monster coming, you put a bounty on that monster's head, and if the bounty's good enough, you'll get guys that go after it. And ideally, they stay alive, and you can upgrade your marketplace, and they can upgrade their goods, and you'll see their gear get upgraded as they buy new goods, and you're effectively, bureaucratically, economically promoting what should be done about the kingdom. So I always thought it was a very interesting dynamic. So we have Majesty, we have Majesty 2, which is, of course, the sequel. And then this one got released later in the year called Lysaria. And this was the Fantasy Kingdom sim again. They seem to have gotten the same voice actor who did your helper, your little narration helper, which is great because he's got like a Connery vibe to him, but good comedic timing. Your Majesty, we must take care of all of these orcs that are threatening our kingdom. Right? That's just that very distinct voice. And that was a very fun one as well. So we got the Majesty ones added to the list. Now to go back just a little bit in time, this one I never played, but it was Boulder Dash. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I think I did play that a little bit, but never to any great extent. So Boulder Dash on the Commodore 64, getting out onto the list. Another one which seemed to be interesting. You were just playing Boulder Dash? Oh, excellent, excellent. You've got the box version of Majesty? Oh, awesome, Casual. Did you enjoy Majesty? Triple F and J Pone Show later tonight. The news is coming. I absolutely adored Majesty. It's a little buggy there at times. You don't think you ever played it? Oh my god. It gets a little buggy, and now we're on a modern system trying to play an old game, and that makes it even worse. I think I've got those through GOG to help launch them, but I really enjoyed it. Couldn't make it all about him again. That's fair. I got to get on there too. I just haven't had much time. This weekend was getting that main box working. And then all that time Saturday, basically rewound so that I would install Batacera instead. However, all that time to calibrate, not necessarily calibrate, but upgrade the firmware on the light guns, that still needed to happen anyway, so I'm still glad we did it. And we got in general the idea of the setup, right? Where the box will be and things like that. So it's getting there. It's a bit of a process. Just that good. Way to go, Jay Pones. I hope this weekend I can spend some good gaming time and try to add my name to the scores, even if I'm not first, right? Like I don't want to just go on because I'm first. I just got to get on the scoreboard, really. That's what you got to do. Next up, Bouncy Cars. I have no idea about this game. It just looked kind of fun, but I never played it. But look at those things bounce. Look at that car bouncing around there. And seemed like an interesting one to play. This one, not so great, but I've got it on cartridge, and I'll try it a little bit. Maybe that'll be something Triple P and I play or something. Bowling on the Atari 2600. You've got a stick figure, you've got a boxy ball, and you've got to throw that ball at those wonderfully curated pins there. Look just like pins. How can they not? Granted, I know this was an Atari 2600 game, but yeah, bowling. I played the crap out of this as a kid. Another one? Not so much the crab people, but they just look like it. Atari 2600 boxing. That is not boxing. That is clearly bouncy cars. So I've got to fix that. That's not right. Which game is that you love, Triple F? Bowling? Boxing? Bouncy cars? All of the above? Bowling. Okay, right on. Right on. Yeah, that was a fun one. It was always a good one. Now, I think it was either Mountain Stars or 86 Korea. I think it was Mountain Stars. Had brought up some of the music-related ones. So we did get Breakdance, kind of a memory game of knowing how to make the different position happen and doing it in the right time. Early Dance Dance Revolution style type stuff there. I did like how the cartridge came out on that one. That looks very, very neon Lisa Frank 80s motion there to the Breakdancer on the cartridge. So, Breakdance for the Commodore 64 from 1984. Now, of course, if there's one retro game that my wife and I tend to hit whenever we play on the RetroPie upstairs, who knows if we'll do it now, we got the Batocera, but it's Bubble Bobble. There's a game called Break Street for the 64 that is breakdancing too. Oh, maybe it was that. I might have to look at that one too. We might do an import on that later. Take a look at it. If it was any good, if it's worth a shot. But Bobble Bobble, Bubble Bobble Bobble Bobble, Bubble Bobble, Bubble Bobble, Bubble Bobble. Very good. All right, we'll take a look at it. Classic arcade game. Those cute little dragons, Bub and Bob, who I think are two kids turned into dragons. They gotta save their girlfriends or something like that. I never beat it, but always fun. Classic music that I remember when I hear it. Right? Oh yeah, that music. And then trying to figure out how to bounce on the bubbles properly when you have to go up in the higher levels. Ooh. Oh yeah. So we got that for the arcade, as well as the classic on the Commodore 64, right? So you can see that looks a little different there, but it still keeps. This is where I first played Bubble Bobble, was on the C64. I didn't know there was an arcade version of it as a kid, and but it ported well. Well done. You get the feel of Bubble and Bobble. Another arcade one that I've added to the list. I might have played this for like, I don't know, one round in the arcade. I do not really remember this. Captain America and the Avengers. So, a bit of arcade action multiplayer. Marvel breaking through into the arcade realm. Some more with Captain America and the Avengers. They had released some Spider-Man ones, and I think there was the X-Men one, which is a 4-player one, I believe, on the arcade. This one's also 4-player potentially, right? Just going around smashing stuff as your favorite Avenger with Captain America at the time. So why not? Right? Added that puppy on there. Another set that is near and dear to my heart. Castles. Building your own castles and being able to design them and build them and defend them. Oh, yeah. Like, this was great back in the day. Developed by Quicksilver and published by Interplay. Castles, really fun game. For me. I mean, I loved it. Get to try all these different designs out, and don't know how well I do today, but yeah, that's what it's all about, right? Reliving some of this stuff and rediscovering, hey, did this age well? Or, oh my God, I'm either so bad now because my reaction time is crap, or this game is just not fun to play. You are right. And what was Castles 2? But Siege and Conquest. Commodore Chronicles, good evening, sir. Welcome. Just going over the latest additions to the bucket list. This one was great, especially the fact that it had snippets from a documentary about castles that you could watch as multimedia film. And, you know, like really low quality, super low quality video.
Are you keeping up with the Commodore?
86, welcome. Thank you for the check-in.
In a world of fun and fantasy,
86 Carrera's keeping up.
Changing views and computer terminology, Commodore is news. Are you keeping up with the Commodore? 'Cause the Commodore is keeping up with you. Are you keeping up with the Commodore? 'Cause the Commodore is keeping up with you. In a world of high technology and ever-changing moods, in a world that's
86 Carrera, thank you for checking in.
and changing attitudes, are
86 is
you
keeping up.
with the Commodore?
That's all you gotta
'Cause the
know.
Commodore is keeping up with you. Are you keeping up with the Commodore? 'Cause the Commodore is keeping up with you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Very good. Welcome, 86 Carrera. Welcome, Commodore Chronicles. Good evening. Castles 2, great stuff. In fact, I recall learning something about where we get the modern definition of wardrobe, which was from garter robe, which is basically where they used to hang their garments around the toilets, thinking that the smell would keep moths away. And that occasionally the enemy would send a guy up the poop chute through the sewer, up through the toilet, and since nobody would actually want to touch him, he'd run through the castle yard and open the gate and let all his buddies in. And that was supposedly how some famous castles were taken over. And I learned that by watching the little snippet of the documentary that's split up as a multimedia feature on this game. So, yeah, you can learn stuff by playing when you're playing video games. Castles 2, Siege and Conquest. The king is dead. All right, speaking of castles, there is a castle in Vane. This one in particular. I put the Commodore 64 one up here, as well as the NES. The NES one is the one I remember playing as a kid. And because my neighbor had the NES, I wanted the NES, never got an NES. I got a Commodore instead. Am I bitter about that? No. Was I a little perturbed at the time? Well, yeah, I wanted an NES. I'm a kid. But ultimately, that is the key pivotal moment. I knew exactly what I wanted to do with my life because my dad bought me a Commodore. Yeah, I mean, this is the version people think of when they think of Castlevania as the NES. I think there was an arcade one, I didn't care to add it. The NES is the definitive one here for me. Yeah. Yep, I would agree. I put the C64 one on there just to see how trashy it is, but if I want to play it, if I really want to play it, I do the NES. And I never beat it. We got to Dracula. I don't think we beat Dracula. We got really far, and then there was something that killed us, or whatever it was. Very good, Triple F. Yeah, never did beat this as a kid. Don't know if I'll even be able to beat it as an adult. I do remember, if anything, the thing that pissed me off the most... God, if I had to choose, would it be the crows? Or would it be the little hunchback jumping dudes? That's tough to say. The Medusa heads, yeah, those are rough too. Rough too. Very definitive enemies here, right? I honestly would just play, I would just like to complete it. Like, I do not care about the high score for this game. I want to just beat it one day. That would be my goal. I'd just like to win. Beat Dracula at his own game. So we got Castlevania on there. Another classic, of course, recently added to the list. Now, you know, if you don't have a trackball, a little harder maybe, a little weirder. But Centipede, I mean, classic arcade game, classic game for the Atari 2600, right? Remember the little comic about an evil wizard or something that makes all the insects turn evil, and the little boys is their friend, but it turns on them, and you know now they're going to attack, and you've got to stop them. I think that was in the little Atari 2600 booklet that came with Centipede. Yeah, and we've already got. I believe we added Asteroids a while back. I'm pretty sure we covered that one. So yeah, Asteroids is another classic. They're classic Atari and arcade games in the Atari ports. Okay, good. I thought we did. I was like, I'm pretty sure I've got that on the list. Yeah, Asteroids, great. This next one, I put this on here. I guess I don't have a video for this one downloaded yet. This is not going to be a great game. This is kind of sick, if anything. So, got this on the arcade, and very good. It's there. Yeah, it is. It was a game that's been banned, right? You can see there, banned in the UK. Because your goal is to shoot people and torture them with a horror torture motif, right? Like right there, you're like, yeah, I could see why the parents didn't like this game. It doesn't take itself seriously, clearly, right? Today it'd be tame, who cares? But back then, yeah, fun for the whole family, fun for the kids. Yep. So, family game night. I do have it on the arcade. It is kind of a dumb game. It is dumb, right? But it was just one of those of like, there's a little history around it because of how controversial it was at the time. So, yep, might as well check it out, right? Because it's just weird. Going back to the Atari 2600, China Syndrome. Spectravision. I do have a few Spectravision games still. I don't think I had China Syndrome. Getting the family together for a rousing game of Custer's Revenge. Oh. C64 television. That's a great reference. I do not have that on the bucket list. We will leave that off the bucket list. But yes, Custer's Revenge. Well played, sir. Well played. Yeah. Oh my god. And I did look at Crossbow. I do think that was on the Batacera. So we do have that one that I got to get working. Some of the issues that we see with the light gun, and let me come back to me here for a minute. So some of the issues we do see with the aim track, right? They're not as accurate as some of the other guns. Supposedly the Sindens are more accurate, especially with how the camera is looking at the white border. And so I noticed on games where I don't get to see the crosshair, like in MAME for Operation Wolf, you see the crosshair because you really don't aim down the sights of the aim track, right? It doesn't calibrate very well, or you got to recalibrate it every single time. It gets annoying. But on some of the models, or I should say the systems, the cores, it drifts, and it's odd because it would be more line in sight in the upper left area and then lower out of sight, just off a little bit more as you go down. So it feels like, yeah, maybe the Sindens will be better in that regard, which is kind of why I'm not pushing Dad to come over anytime soon. I'm gonna get the Sindens in. I think that'd just be a more fun experience. Especially for games that don't have big crosshairs, because some of those platforms, their crosshairs are tiny, right? Or non-existent. Like when you play Duck Hunt, you don't get a crosshair, typically, right? With the NES, you just used your zapper and you shot it. I'd like it to be accurate as best as I can get it, so that you're at least thinking, oh, did I miss it because I missed? Or is it just, did it drift, right? Like, I don't want that.
Ad incoming in 60 seconds.
It feels like the Ultimark aim track games are good enough, but you wouldn't want to play one that maybe doesn't necessarily have a cursor. Yeah, and see the Ultimark, I had to put it on for some because I'm feeling like, is it off? And I looked, I'm like, oh yeah, it's off. And you can recalibrate, but it's still like some of the systems, there's a drift to it. So that's why I think the Sindens need to get here and try those before I have him over. I want it to be as enjoyable an experience as possible. And as much as I like the Ultimarks, I could play with them on some games. There are some games I would not want to play without some more accuracy, because at some point you start judging yourself, and you don't want to necessarily have to turn on the crosshairs. Like, it'd be cool if I didn't have to at all. You just aim where you want to go and make it work. I'm gonna ban that game on this stream. I think I might have to extend that ban. Dark Castle might be banned on this stream as well. Poor Adam comes in here and says hi, and then it's Dark Castle. I don't know. I don't want to inundate the guy with his horrible nightmares of that game as a child. Firefighter and Towering Inferno. Those are Atari 2600 games. You want me to put those in the recommendation list? Or if you want to add them on Discord? Yeah, go ahead and put them in the recommendation list so I can keep track of it. And I've already lost track. What was the one that Jay Pones was talking about? Break Beater? Break something. Another breakdancing one. Let me go scroll back up and look here. Break Street. All right. I'm going to put Break Street in the bucket list recommendation so I don't forget it in case we just don't do it tonight. So yeah, any recommendations, put those in the recommendation box. Thank you, Triple F. Thought you were dabbling with using remotes with light gun. He did, but yeah, his system was... He was. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just the setup. Just a slight bit different. Dig Dug. Commodore Chronicles favorite. One of his favorites, if not his favorite. That's a classic too. That's going to go on the list eventually. I'll hit the D's. Eventually I'll get there. We're working through the C's pretty well. But it takes usually like an hour or two to do a chunk of games to add them to the list, because I got to go through and search for videos that fit and metadata, because sometimes the videos that come through, they don't work anymore. Dig Dug 2 is also very fun. Didn't know what the hell I was doing there as a kid when I first played that. I was like, I don't know what's going on, but he was playing Dig Dug 2. Yeah, excellent. Both very good games, and they will eventually get there on the list. So yeah, for Batacera, he's got his Pi 5. I've got a some random mini PC. Top 50 game for you. I would have thought that'd be higher than 50, buddy. I was thinking that would have been a top 10 game for you. I just got that impression. But yeah, so far so good on the Batacera bit. It's oh, it's still playing stuff. It's just playing videos now. That's fair. That's fair. What was it? Oh, it was making me think of something. Oh, yeah. So the Batacera machine that I've got it running on, a little bit overkill. Like, I'm pretty sure I don't need 64 gigs of RAM, but that's what that PC has inside of it. So I'm like, well, it should run really nice and smooth. But it's just a AMD box. It's not a... I don't know what the equivalent of the CPU in there is. I don't know my AMDs. It was just a cheap mini PC that I bought a while back. Luna, is that your beans? Are those your beans just clipping through on the camera there? Luna's taking a bath. Is that you? It is you. All right, we'll see. So we got China Syndrome. Here's another one. Chopper Command. I vaguely remember having this. That was a little Defender-y. I don't know that I don't think I had this game. I'm pretty sure I played it. But when I think choppers in the Atari 2600, honestly, I think of MASH. That one I did have. So I don't know that I played this one. But that's there and enabled for high scores. So that'll be good. That is a classic Triple F. You are absolutely correct, sir. We looked at this one a little bit with some of the animated cutscenes, but Clandestiny seems to be working on the retro box. I have to take the ISOs and actually install it that way. And so now I've got to play with Launchbox on this one. This is the first time I've got to have my daemon tools, command line parameters, mount the box, run the game, and then unmount when you're done with it. So I got to remember, I got to go look up the command line stuff. Set that. Oh, we're doing high scores. Don't you worry. The J Pones and Triple F show. It's happening. Speaking of, when I say just hang in there. You never heard of Clandestiny. So think of it as the third game that's like Seventh Guest. Because it was by that same group. And you had Seventh Guest, and you had the 11th Hour. And then you have basically Clandestiny. This is their third kind of puzzle game. I don't think they're related or anything like that. But it was kind of another similar style. In fact, the eyeball cursor, the skeletal hand cursor, they're in the engine, right? It's like the pre-rendered FMV, right? Like when you move around, it gives you that pre-render. Or XO Windows 98. You know what? Possibly. I need to look at the XO Windows. Honestly, I do need to look at that a little bit. I just need to be very picky about what I bring over, because that seems to be like that would be a huge collection, as opposed to I don't want to bring it all over, right? Like, so I have to consider thinking using the Lite, because I don't want to install every single thing. I got like only so many gigs left of space on that box. So I have to be picky if I go with ExoWin. ExoWin 9X, thank you very much. So I could try that and see if Clandestiny is on there. Thank you, Triple F. Yeah, I mean that's what some of these games are a lot of. I remember playing so many of these games with other people that some of them aren't in my life anymore. So it brings back a lot of good memories. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Adventure on Atari? Oh, you bet. And that is definitely on the list. It's been a while since I played it, but yeah. Yeah, the light version, right? So you're right, Casual. That's the one I got to do. Because I know Exodus comes with two versions, the light and the main. I've got the main on here because I just figured I'd end up going through a lot of them. But that still itself is almost 1 terabyte. And so ExoWin, I would definitely have to do partial. So I'm glad that they support it. But they rip out Tandy 1000 support. What? Oh, them's fighting words as far as Adam's concerned. How dare they? I'll have to see if some of those are on there, because some of the harder ones to install, I've already installed some of them, but like Dune 2000, kind of hard to install. You got to do some patches, you got to do some other stuff with it. That is on my old bucket list, so that will be making it back. That will be making it on there eventually. I'm pretty sure that we've got that on the old one. If I've got it on the old one, I'll at least see it. Oh! No, for some reason I did not have that. So, Haunted House Atari 2600. I remember the game. I don't think I've got the cart for it, but yeah, totally. Totally need to bring that one on there. I just added it. I just added a Haunted House. I'll let you add the Towering Inferno, Fighter, Backdraft, whatever ones you were thinking of there. I'll let you add those guys. But yeah, I added Haunted House. I've downloaded numerous collections, DOS Archive 13 and Good Old Days, Raw Floppy Collection. Yeah, see, that's the crazy part of how big Exodus is. But they bring a lot of stuff in with it, right? Media and artwork and things like that. So it depends on how far you want to go with it. You're quite welcome, Triple M. So just hang in there. Hang in there off a cliff, because now we have Cliffhanger. So there's 2 cliffhangers that we'll add. This one is a arcade one. Feels like very much a Dragon's Lair style. Go in the right direction at the right time. There's some Lupin film, cartoon, animated features, I should say, that are cut into this that make the storyline. So, Stern Electronics released this. Stern, of course, makers of Destroy the Humanoid, Stop the Humanoid, Destroy the Intruders, Berserk. So, Cliffhanger. Then there's another one on the C64, and I'm pretty sure I saw Adam play this once. I just like the idea of it, right? Like, it feels very much like you're Wile E. Coyote. And you've got to make the stunts take out the Roadrunner. So I just like the idea of it, right? Like, you're in a Western motif, a Western setting, and you've got to do all the things to kill the bandit. So I just thought it was very, very funny idea. All right. Now, those are cliffhangers. This one very much scared the crap out of me here as a kid, or as a young man, I should say. Because I played this one at one time. I had the box and all that stuff. 2001, so Undying. I have a bit of a problem with things looking too grotesque and undead. There's some jump scares in this game that got me. Granted, the graphics are not as great as they are nowadays, but this was fun. And Clive Barker, Master of Horror, so one of the Masters of Horror. Fun game. I remember enjoying it. I'll probably play that one here a little bit. It's more of an FPS style. Castlevania Battle? Castlevania Battle. I played more Castlevania than I did Ghosts and Goblins myself, as far as I'm speaking. But, yeah. Good stuff all around. Now, for those that remember a film with Dabney Coleman, and we're not talking about 9 to 5. We're talking about Cloak and Dagger. For those that remember the film, I can't remember the actor's name anymore that played opposite Dabney Coleman, the kid. He was Elliot in E.T. Henry Thomas. Henry Thomas. I think that was his name. Henry Thomas's dad, also played by Dabney Coleman, right? I don't want to spoil the movie if you've never seen the movie. It's kind of an interesting little flick. Nevertheless, there's a secret message, secret blueprints on a Cloak and Dagger Atari game cartridge. Problem is, the game doesn't exist. The game didn't exist at the time. So they later made Cloak and Dagger for the arcade. It very much reconstituted Robotron arcade units, and you could turn that into Cloak and Dagger if you wanted to. So, yeah. I can't remember the name of the hero that Dabney Coleman plays. Jack something. Not Jack Sprat. I thought it was Jack. Yeah, there you go. Good War Games reference. So yeah, Cloak and Dagger. Now, the next one, King Daddy of the RTS genre. Not the first, but pretty much one of the most well-known RTSs, Command and Conquer. I may play this, and I may play this on like stupidly simple difficulty, just to work through the missions, right? Just to play it. I don't really care to... I beat the games. I beat all of them back in the day. And eventually, you can beat these. They're fun. But I might play easy mode just to like make it through the missions, go through the cutscenes, right? See the Brotherhood of Nod come into play. Little Red Alert 2. Oh yeah, Red Alert 2 was great. The intro to Red Alert, slapping. That hard rock. Then the last one we've added. Is this the music for the game right now? Is this Commando? Or am I thinking of something else? No, this isn't Commando. Commando is different. Commando for the arcade. And then Commando for the C64. Which there seemed to be a crap ton of varieties on, so I think this one was like Commando 95 or something like that, or one of the ones where they... or Commando Crazy Hard or something like that. We'll just play it with regular mode. But yeah, there's almost so many different versions on the C64. It might be difficult to find one that's more of a direct port of the arcade. I don't remember seeing this on the NES myself. Yeah, I heard about that. Like there's a remake too of fixing glitches and rebalancing some things. So maybe that'll be the one I try, but I've got the old version as well, so I don't know. Don't know which one I'll try out, but nevertheless, Commando, very popular. If I recall, don't you swivel with one control? Wasn't that an option? Like you can rotate your fire while you're moving in a different direction, right? Like couldn't you control that in the arcade? Was that also a thing on the C64? I thought you could swivel fire. Like you could then like fire down while you're moving up and basically going backwards while you're firing. No? Was that not it then? I thought there was one where you could change your direction of fire. Is that what I'm thinking of, Ikari Warriors? Okay, never mind then. Never mind. One of these, same style, was making me think, like, couldn't you turn around and rotate while you're fighting? Okay, cool. I'm horribly, horribly wrong. And that's okay. So yeah, those are the latest additions to the bucket list. I see some scores have already popped on there. It's true. That's true. I definitely do not know all there is to know about retro stuff. I can barely keep up with the Commodore. Okay. Shall we get that retro news? Let me see what we got there for that, because I only have so much room of entries that I can pull back. I might have too many. So if we look at the last stream, which would have been Friday's stream. And then we consider anything, say like after 8 p.m. 16 game updates. We can do this. We can do this. We can do 16 game updates. All right. Jacket and hydration. I need both. There's 3 of you that are on the scoreboard here. So we'll start those here in a second. I am... What do I need to do? Oh, I need to take this mic off, since it's not actually registering. Is it even on? Yeah, I think it shut off. In fact, I'm not even sure how you turn it back on. This one has an on button. This one does not. Okay. Let me go put this guy's back in the... Yeah, I had to leave some for the others, of course. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to put this back on the charger. So give me one moment. All right, so to make sure that we were ready for this, get my teleprompter going, sure that that's ready to go, print off my newscast, that guy ready. I don't actually print it off every time, that would be crazy. All right, the generation of the Bucket News is in. We are currently working on generating said news. So hang tight. We will do retro news shortly. And in fact, G64 Television already reminded me. Jacket. And a fresh set of retro news. Bam. C64 Triple F. Thank you for the gift sub. Thank you very much. For the gift sub to Pyroferris. Thank you. It will play right after the retro news. We'll get you on the Commodore 64. And we'll play. Let's see here. Undo. Can't have my hair back during the retro news. We're retro and all, right? So we gotta have the hair free. Boy, now I'm ready. Now I'm ready for a newscast, aren't I? Jeez Louise. All right. Hear me okay? We got this. Do I need to move this over? Put this onto the jacket so that we're ready. Thank you very much for the gift sub to Pyroferris Triple F. We will get you on the Okidata 120 printer and permanently etch you onto the paper after the news. Oh, excellent. And Zerad, thank you for the gift sub to Zerad as well, Triple F. So we... Oh. That's interesting.
64, my Commodore 64.
We broke through the queue?
I cook with it, steam with it, educate the team with it. My Commodore 64. My Commodore 64. I pitch with it, catch.
How did we
with
break
it,
through the queue?
before they hatch with it. My Commodore 64. My Commodore 64. My Sid chip singing got that big.
Oh, I know how we broke through the queue. I got you. We are doing these now. Boom.
1 megahertz electrons flow. But my
Thank you, Triple F, for the gift sub.
darn slow. I ate on my 64.
It can't hold back. Triple F. You can't hold Triple F back. If Triple F is going to take control of your retro 8-bit machine and Okidata printer, nothing you can do about it.
I adore
My 64, my Commodore 64.
I cook with it, steam with it, educate the team with it. My Commodore 64. My Commodore 64. I pitch with it, catch with it, count my chicks before they hatch with it. My Commodore 64. My Commodore 64. My Sid chip singing got that Vic-2 glow. 64K.
The Q is actually doing exactly what it needs to be doing. Come on, focus. There we go. Thank you, Triple F, for the gift sub to Zarad. Thank you. Zarad, welcome. And it's the news right after this.
64, my Commodore.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Thank you for the bits. Good evening, gamers. Welcome to the airwaves of Bucket List High Score News, where we keep a watchful eye on the CRT glow and the climb to the top of the leaderboard. I'm your host, Mr. Kristoff. We have a stack of fresh scores coming at you from classic arcade cabinets to home computers. Buckle up and adjust your rabbit ear antennas because the competition is fierce tonight. All right. So, just looking at this update here, the queue is doing what it should because one queue entry is to generate all of that content, and then it submits another queue entry afterwards to actually break in and display the content. And so we generated, Triple F donated, and now we have the news. We kick things off in the gloomy corridors of Castlevania, where Jay Pones has taken the whip to the competition. By battling through monsters to reach the #1 spot, they secured a commanding lead with 61,140 points. Meanwhile, Triple F is holding steady in second place with 49,730 points, proving that even Vampire Slayers need backup. Next up, Jay Pones is playing the role of Rockford in Boulder Dash on the Commodore 64, carefully avoiding boulders to claim the top rank. They collected enough diamonds to hit 1,194 points, leaving Triple F in the dust with 539 points in second. It's a clear-cut victory for the miner at the top of the ladder. Jay Pones, never heard of him. He's got peanuts and chilies, though. We know that much now. So we're set there. Heading into the Enchanted Forest for Centipede, Jay Pones wielded their magic wand with precision to secure the #1 spot. They tallied 10,000 points, doubling the effort of Triple F, who sits in second with 5,313. It's a segmented lead, get it? But one that holds strong at the top. In the void of space, Jay Pones piloted their ship through a field of debris to dominate asteroids on the arcade circuit. They blasted away to 18,240 points, leaving Triple F trailing in second with 8,700. That's a massive gap in the cosmos, folks, with no hyperspace jump able to close it just yet. The skies over the Pacific Theater are contested in 1943, the Battle of Midway, but C64 Television has clearly won the dogfight. They punched their way to the top of the leaderboard with 90,290 points, while Triple F came in hot for second place with 58,440. A decisive aerial victory for the Commodore 64 pilot. Switching gears to Alien Syndrome, Triple F raced against the time bomb to purge the Out Colony and claim the #1 rank. They scored 204 points in this tense Commodore 64 shooter, standing alone at the top of the board. There's no one else in sight for now, but the aliens are always watching. Triple F is also the ace pilot of the day in 1942 on the Commodore 64, flying the Super Ace to a commanding first-place finish. They scored a massive 40,000 points, destroying the enemy fleet and leaving the leaderboard empty behind them. A solo mission successfully completed. On the MS-DOS front, Triple F stepped into the boots of Duke Nukem to battle Dr. Proton's TechBot army. They emerged victorious with 5,000 points, taking the #1 spot in this classic debut title. It's tough as nails action, and they're currently the only name on the board. It's not easy being a knight in Ghosts and Goblins, but Triple F guided Sir Arthur through the demon-infested world to take first place. They scored 13,100 points in this notoriously difficult arcade platformer, standing alone at the top. A true test of endurance, and they've passed with flying colors. In the sequel, Ghouls and Ghosts, Triple F returned to the fray as Arthur to fight off undead creatures and Lucifer's minions. They secured the #1 rank with 6,900 points. Nice. Proving their mastery of this vertical firing action. The leaderboard remains theirs for now, but the ghosts are restless. Back to the stars for Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back on the Atari 2600, where Triple F defended the Rebel generator on Hoth. They piloted a snowspeeder to 719 points, claiming the top spot on the leaderboard. The Imperial Walkers didn't stand a chance against this Rebel ace. Things get bubbly on the Commodore 64 in Bubble Bobble, where Triple F controlled Bub and Bob to trap enemies and collect food. At the same time, Bub and Bob, woo! They popped their way to a massive 81,990 points, taking the #1 spot with a single life left. A deliciously high score that stands alone at the top. The arcade version of Bubble Bobble saw even more bubbles more bubbles blown by Triple F, who racked up an impressive 93,200 points. They are currently sitting in first place with no one else on the board to challenge their bubble-blowing dominance. Keep those dragons breathing, folks. In Captain America and the Avengers, Triple F teamed up with Iron Man and the gang to defeat the Red Skull. They brawled and shot their way to 130,501 points, claiming the top spot in this Marvel Comics beat-em-up. A super heroic effort that leaves them standing alone at the summit. Returning to the Enchanted Forest for Centipede on the Atari 2600, Triple F wielded their magic wand to shatter segments and score 48,227 points. They hold the #1 spot with no other players currently listed on the board. The mushrooms are moving, but their lead is static and strong. Finally, in Asteroids on the Atari 2600, no graphics there, Triple F piloted their triangular ship through the debris field to score 71,820 points. They are currently sitting in first place with the leaderboard empty behind them. A stellar performance that keeps them in orbit at the top. There you have it, folks. A night full of high scores, heroic efforts, and classic gaming glory. Thank you to all the players who pushed their limits, and to you, the audience, for tuning in to Bucket List High Score News. Remember, records are made to be broken, so keep those controllers nice and warm, and we'll see you next time. That's oh, there's the bits. 86 Carrera, thank you very much.
In a world of fun and fantasy and ever-changing views and computer terminology, Commodore is news. Are you keeping up with the Commodore? 'Cause the Commodore is keeping up with you. Are you keeping up with the Commodore? 'Cause the Commodore is keeping up with you. In a world of high technology and ever-changing moods, in a world that's full of make-believe and changing attitudes,
86 Carrera, thank you for the bits.
Are you keeping up with the Commodore? cause the Commodore is keeping up with you. Are you keeping up with the Commodore? Cause the Commodore.
You don't have 64, otherwise. Zerad, welcome. Well, good job. Good job. I'm glad to see some other scores come up on the board. And hopefully I can contribute as well, but excellent work, everybody. Excellent work. Luna, where are your high scores? She's laying here in front of the keyboard. You're actually laying between 3 keyboards, so I would expect, and a joystick. So, and 2 mice. 2 mice, 3 keyboards, and a joystick walk into a bar. Where's the high scores? The bartender asks. Luna says nothing. You just want to lay down here. Okay, that's fine. I'll let you lay down. He's very anxious. All right. One of the things I wanted to look at. We're going back to the PC. Yeah. Almost as cute as that kitty you are. Yeah, you're cuter. You're cuter. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. She's like this far away from laying on the mouse cable, and once that happens, it's immediately anger time. So, I'm going to look up some things. The main box work, the Batocera work. Maybe kind of wonder about getting this project. Would be nice. Will be nice. We'll call it a project off the ground. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, I am talking about. Do I have a picture of it? Let's see. Let me zoom in. Nope, that's the wrong one. There we go. That thing. I need to do something with this thing. It can't live like that forever. Not the C64. Triple F, thank you for the subs. Thank you for the high scores. Have yourself a good night, sir. Thank you very much. Always good to see you. So, yeah, not the C64, but the thing under it. I mean, that is a Franken panel. I don't even know if the stuff works under there. Honestly, I'm almost scared to lift up underneath and see if something doesn't fall out or some massive brown recluse is sitting in there because... Oh, that thing just... Well, it gets moved around once in a blue moon and it just collects dust. The idea is that thing gets turned into an actual control panel. There's a trackball in the middle, I got spinner knobs on the side, and then 4 joysticks. I'd like to actually make this thing happen. I do not want to build it. So I'm shopping for kits tonight a little bit, and I was going to say, let's take a look at some of the kits. I did a little cursory glance at first, and kind of figured, you know, I want to take a look at some of these. Maybe source some. And just kind of see what's out there. So I've saved some sites off. I would not be surprised to see 64 television. I would not be surprised. Like, maybe I did try chicken feet before and I'd forgotten it and I left a chicken foot underneath of it. I have no idea. There could be a chicken foot sticking in a bologna sandwich, and I would not know. I would not know. All right. So, here's the thing. I got guts for it, for the most part. I don't want to build it. I don't want to build it. I just don't want to build it. I have no interest in that whatsoever. So I was doing some searching, and found some kits. And what I was kind of looking at here is the large arcade control panel kit. That's not the one I wanted. That's not the one I'm thinking of. Okay, good, casual. We're going to look at that next, because I'm definitely shopping around a bit tonight. Where was the one I was thinking of? This guy. So... do I not get to zoom in on the image? There we go. So effectively, you've got two styles here, right? The diagonal and the straight. I don't really give a crap which one. I mean, I guess the diagonal you can put your foot up on. I'm really more looking for the configuration. This somewhat matches what we have on the... where's the PT? Where's the dungeon cam? Right? Somewhat matches this. Let me move this crap out of the way. I got wires. I got dust rags that I cover the C64 with over here. Let me move those here. Let me move the C64. Right. Eight buttons here. 4 for the 3 and 4, right? And then it's just symmetrical. Some other buttons here for select and things like that. Spinner. And then the trackball in the center. So, it's a Franken panel. Extreme Home. I'm not sure if they came up on the list, but those will be the two that we check next. Because that's what it's all about. So I love the suggestions here. I want to check them all out. So if I buy a kit, like I know I'm going to pay more money than building it myself, but it'll be measured. It'll be kind of like meant to go together. I don't know about the wrapping, but it's really more of like I don't want to cut the wood. I have no interest in cutting the wood or all the holes, all that stuff. I did that for a bar top arcade for Dad. I just am not interested in doing it for me. I really just want to get the guts in something, and even if that collects dust, it's a done final unit, right? That's what I want to do. The addition, though, would be I would put holsters on the side for the guns, for the light guns. So let's go back to the... main PC. No. There we go. Right, so we've got 8 buttons for player 1 and player 2. Could probably drill out a spot for the trackball. I could fit a spinner somewhere if I need to. Yeah, what happened to the current panel? It is I mean, this was entirely a prototype. I made this to test the layout. This is just foam board with paper on it. I used to make RC planes out of this stuff. And I was like, well, I got a bunch of this. I just want to test this. So over time, it has moved to 4 places. 2 apartments, a townhome, and then this house. And in this house, it's moved spots 3 or 4 times. And this is over a span of 10 plus years. About 10 years. So this is just foam board. It's like this thin, and it's foam. It's not going to stand up forever. Enough time. Sometimes I would put stuff on top of it. I'd have a towel on top to protect it. But then other times the cats would start walking on the towel, right? And of course, they eventually fall through. All I did was hot glue this stuff together with some supports inside to give it some idea. But the idea was to mount the electronics in there just so I had a feel for like, oh, okay, yeah, I like the joystick being here. These buttons feel good, right? Button position is a huge thing, right? So I was going like, do I do 3 here and then 2 angled down just below, that sort of thing? And it seems like that's what everybody else does. But I've got old diagrams of all the button positions for all these games, of how they do those. So yeah, it was entirely a prototype. Pastry box. Yep, it was entirely meant to be a prototype so I could fit the electronics so I could figure out final dimensions. And that's not like the first prototype. I built a couple other ones and I was like, no, I need to make it bigger because I need to make room for, I mean, it was always the biggest thing was wanting the trackball in the middle, joysticks over here, and then just some room for spinners. The idea too was, so originally, am I in camera here? Yeah, I'm in camera now. So originally my thought too was, I wanted this as a pedestal. It wasn't going to be attached to anything. I don't want a screen behind the arcade because we'll get to that in a second. So I wanted a pedestal, one you stand at and, you know, do all your button stuff. Light gun holsters on the side of it, right? On the side of, if you imagine the mount here underneath. Here was going to actually be cut away. This section was going to be cut away. This is a very simplistic HDMI panel that I bought many years ago. That was going to be like the marquee for the game that you're playing. So a second display would sit here underneath the glass or the plexiglass, and it would be like showing high scores, how to play, whatever, right? Just extra display. My thought with this was always, if I want to play a game that's, sorry, it's a little dusty. Come here. She does not like me talking. Yeah, I know. If I was going to play a game that was 4x3, right, you're fine with a normal screen. And then I want to play one that's maybe more like, I don't know, it's 3x4, but, you know, widescreen versus vertical, like 1943, right? That's a vertical game. So my thought was to take a flat panel TV and then based on the game that you launch, rig a system that would rotate the TV. So I bought a rotating panel. It's still in the box. It's in the box in that room over there. And the thought was to use some like heavy-duty servos of some sort to rotate the TV automatically. So I would detect on the game launch, oh, you're launching a vertical game. Rotate the TV so that it would look vertical. And then when you're done, it rotates it back. That's why I don't have any plans to attach it to an actual arcade screen, like a cabinet, because I wanted the display to be able to rotate. I don't know if I'll still do that. That's a weird thought, maybe, right? But if nothing else, I could do that independently of the pedestal itself because they're not attached. Hi. Hi. And then, of course, all the buttons I was going to program to light up individually for each game that you got. So that was the thought. Just one trackball. Any donut. Good evening, sir. We were just talking about shopping for parts. Primarily the housing for a arcade cabinet. Right? That's the last thing. I will get divorced if that happens. It'll be bad enough that if I do a pinball one, that's going to have to be a separate pinball machine. And yet, another example. If I do a pinball machine, I'm buying the guts. As a kit, I don't mind putting it together. I do not care about cutting the wood. So I will buy the guts and see what happens. So Game Room Solutions had this. And if you look at these, they kind of match. This is only 6 buttons, so I kind of immediately counted that guy out. This guy's got the 8, right? For whatever games you need the 8. But of course, for their players 3 and 4s. God damn it, Luna. Hold on. Yeah, you know what you did? Oh, there's the diorama cam. It has been oh, hey, look. You can thank Luna for that. Thank you very little, Luna. Oh look, there's a Luna lying on the ground. Oh yeah, you knocked Luna off. Boy, you little shit. You actually got up on the rack. You know better than to get up on here. You are really a glutton for punishment and attentions. So rework the focus. Thank you very little. It is a catastrophe. Oh, any donut, I appreciate that. I know C64 television. Every time I see it, I think of you because you've reminded me so often to take it out. I need to take that out. I do. Not today. That's a weekend project. That battery, I'm gonna take that battery out and I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna autograph it and I'm gonna send it to you. Be like, thanks for the memories, Mr. Kristoff. It's gonna be a Duracell battery that is kind of leaking out of one end. I appreciate that, any donut, but I really, it's one of those things, I don't want to put anybody out on it. I really don't. For whatever I think. I might ask, if I do, I might ask for advice on some certain things if I do decide to build any of it. So anyhow, this was the Game Room Solutions version. Can we go back to a regular page here? I don't want to be zoomed in. Oh. Well, thank you. Okay, so... Oh my god, I can't zoom out. I want to reset the zoom. There we go. Jesus Criminy Joseph. Alright, so we do have options on the cuts for these, and let me bring the main PC back. I do appreciate that, Any Donut. We'll see. We'll see. A second one to sell. A second pinball run, right? Yeah, maybe on the pinball we do talk. I think for the pedestal I'll just do a kit, but maybe for the pinball we do talk, because you built a lovely machine. And I like the idea of doing that. So when you are talking about that, J-Pones, it's like you almost want to have two cabs, because you don't want to do pinball on an arcade cab. So it's bad enough that I would have two cabs for virtual pinball and arcade. I don't need two arcade cabs as well. She will divorce me. Just one more thing to collect dust. I love you, PPP, if you're lurking. So you've been debating on building a second one to sell. So would you sell your first or build a fresh one for yourself? And did you end up finishing it? Like putting a finish on it? I can't remember. I remember when you had first built it, but did you wrap it or anything like that? That I don't remember. If you ended up putting a wrap over it or finishing the like staining it or something. I just don't remember what you had done with it. So they have options for, and I don't know why I can no longer change the scale on this page only. For the button cuts, right? Haven't painted or vinyl yet. Okay, so it's still kind of raw. Gotcha. I was going to go with the 8-button action layout. That seems to be a classic. You're going to go with vinyl. Okay. Casual Wow, thank you very much for stopping by as well. I will take a look at shop.xgaming.com, and I might post some of the interesting links. I'll probably keep track of them, right? Kind of like hone in, like look at a bunch of things and see like, okay, what immediately falls out because of X, Y, or Z, right? And so thank you very much for the link. Good night, Casual. Always a pleasure. So they've got the different options for the orientations, right? Slanted, they'll cut to order effectively. I do have the Ultimark, and I think it's the Ultimark U-Track 3. I don't know if Ultimark came out with different ones. Because I'm pretty sure I just bought the one trackball, but if they've got, I'm pretty sure this is the trackball. So 3-inch diameter ball. I'm pretty sure that's the one I've got, right? So the fact that they've marked that out is kind of good in the sense that, okay, yeah, I can add that trackball in there. Mouse button cuts, you know, for the trackball piece. Graphics wrap, I wasn't planning on doing any wrap whatsoever. If anything, I was going to do my own thing at some point. Maybe cut my own vinyl decals or put a shit ton of stickers on there, right? Like print off the stickers from every game on the bucket list, print those out and slap that on the side. Make it my own in that sense. It doesn't have to be some spiffy AI design or flames or lightning bolts, limousines, meat, just raw meat there, looking pretty good. My voice is a little too gruff to do strong bad. I've been doing things like retro news tonight. Talking too much. So we've got that, right? There's that option. Let's take a look at Casual's first one here. So shop.xgaming.com. Xgaming, I did look at this one a little bit earlier. So I do have one of these. Not the most recent one, but I've got an old one of these because I wanted to just try out, do I like the idea of it? But it is just 2-player, and I'd have to drill holes for spinners and things like that, right? So I'm like, yeah, I wasn't planning on using that. I still have that somewhere in the house. They've got I think it's this thing, right? The Arcade 2V. Let me make sure. I want to see some other pictures of this thing. The Arcade 2V XR. Can I just see some pictures of different viewpoints? I guess this is all I'm going to get. Now, they tried to do a pinball machine. Right? We do have a trackball. We do have a spinner. This doesn't seem to be a good 2-player machine unless you're supposed to be able to take that off. It is a little bit Frankenpanel. Okay, so maybe you can take that off. Let's check this out. Oh, they are trying to do the pinball with it. Yeah, I think it is. Oh my God. You analog nudge for control. That's interesting. That is interesting. That's kind of cool. Yeah, you get a little tilt there. I see. Not bad. Interesting idea. Not for me, because I've got my own guts, right? Like, I'm really just going for the kit of the thing. And I've got plenty of guts to put in there. And it seems like, yeah, you can take out... It looks like they've got a spinner option. But I kind of wanted to see, like, customizable. How much can I customize it? Show me the things I can do to customize it. Do I have to pretend to order to customize?
Ad incoming in 60 seconds.
Tank stick. I don't also need like a million images flashing between me. Yeah, they're trying to be spiffy and all that good stuff, but well, we already know this is out. Luna would have a good time knocking this over. She'd have no problem with that whatsoever. Most pinball kits include a gyroscope. See, that's interesting. I was not thinking of that with pinball at all. I should have been. The whole idea of tilt. That's interesting. I do like the idea of it. Not for me, but that's primarily because this isn't going to fit. I mean, I am making a Franken panel. Come on. Change the picture. Right. This is 2-player only, and it's a little bit cramped 2-player. I need dedicated spots for the spinners. I want to turn my joystick into a spinner. So, probably not for me, but not a bad idea. And I don't feel like I want to combine the pinball. Like, if I'm going to do pinball, I'm going to do it like donuts, where you've got a display in the base and a display on the front panel part, or the support for ideally for multiple displays. So this is kind of out, but that's okay. It's still a neat product. It's just not for what I'm looking for. All right, we had the shop X Gaming and Jay Pones had brought up Extreme Barcades. Yeah, you know, that reminds me, we were trying to remember, there's Virtual Pinball and Pinball FX, and aren't those the two big ones, right? It's Pinball FX and Virtual Pinball? Yeah. Oh, is the one you sent $6,000? Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Yeah, so Virtual FX, or Pinball FX and Virtual Pinball. I'm surprised they're still around. I kind of thought, like, by now, they would have, one of them would have said, okay, screw it, the other one wins. But maybe that's all right. Competition. Yeah, ad break. All right. You know what? Not a bad time to stretch. Let's do a little stretch, and we'll be back. Play a demo. What we got for demos? We'll do a demo, stretch, and see if this kicks off. Is this going to kick anything off? All right. We'll come back after the ad.
Make some noise for the farmers!
Stretch your legs. We'll be back in a minute. We're back. A little stretch, a little break. Those ads, what are you going to do? Virtual Pinball has marginal legality. It's basically an emulator. Ah, okay. I couldn't remember the differences between them anymore. It's been too long, too many years since I last looked at both of those things. All right, Jay Pones. What did you send me to? Jesus Christ! Anybody didn't catch that? All right, that's fair. That's fair. Let's look at the. I mean, 6,000 could be worth it for certain peeps. All right, so cabinet type, pedestal. That's what we want, right? Am I gonna get a new graphic? Player count 4. System design. Show me your pedestals. Classic, rainbow. Donkey Kong. Oh yeah, we would just do black classic, right? We do custom for 350. No way, don't need it. I'll just decorate the thing with stickers. Cabinet. I should just look at the pre-mades maybe. View our arcades. Dude, that's not far off from the Franken panel. Trackball in the center. I don't know what this guy's all about, but could definitely put spinners. Could drill new holes in and put spinners in. 4 buttons. I'd have to get extra buttons for the 3 and 4, because my 3 and 4 were only 4 buttons, but that's okay. I can get extra buttons. BPX has the most capabilities, especially for adding extra devices like shaker motors and solids. Oh, okay. Okay. Bolster for the shooters. It's not bad. Looks great. Looks great. And the idea is, as long as that's sturdy as hell, right? Like, that should be some sturdy stuff for that price. Thumbs on Wheels can store under a wall-mounted TV, upgradable from Amazon. Oh, there you go. The wheels bit's an interesting thought. I never really thought of doing wheels. Right? Oh, this uses a PC inside. Yeah, I don't need that. I've got my own guts. Guts, I have no problem with. Let's continue with, well, we don't need any of the standard trim, right? Primary controls. I can add all my own lighting. Yeah, RGB, 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 look at the price go up, which is understandable, right? That's what I would do. I do not know that if I have a push or pull spinner. I don't know that my spinner a push and pull? I honestly don't know. Oh! Spin track, here we go. 2 modes of operation. Track wheel or spinner. It doesn't look like that. Push and pulls. Like they're just regular old spinners, which perfectly fine. Yeah, I won't incur the cost of the PC, right? Trackball options. Do an RGB trackball. We'll do a standard red. My spinners are red, we'll just go with that. Tron joystick options, no. Light guns. They went with gun air. Am I gonna have to get a gun air? Just try those two out too? Well, let's wait for the Sindens to come and see what we're doing. We're not gonna do the Wii controller. I've got Xbox stuff, not worried about that. I can't. Can I undo the system? Can I say I don't want the system? Go back. Back. Back to the future! Oh, you don't choose this without a system. Kind of hosed on that. I don't want your systems. I don't need your guts. I got my own guts. I imagine this probably... I don't know if... you're right. I probably could, right? Because I really actually don't need this. I really just need your... I need the wood. I need it empty. But their design's not far off from where I could go. Arcades have 75,000 games and counting. This is ballsy in my mind. This is ballsy as hell. Wow. Yeah, that's not good. I mean, their machines look great, don't get me wrong, but... Jesus. That's a... I love the design of it, but... a lot of white space there. Yeah, I really would... Ideally, you're understanding why I want the pedestal. Like, that's great. That's perfect. Oh, I see. The slant inside helps you sit at it, too, if you want to. It's not bad. I can't believe they sell the games with it, though. That's crazy. This would be me. I'd be like, yep, I got my little unfocused picture. Yep. That's why I don't want a big cabinet. I want to be able to rotate the screen maybe someday if I want to. If I want to take this and hook this up to a projector, I can. I do not need the screen embedded in the cabinet. I like that flexibility myself. Well, let's go back to their pedestals. So I would be curious. That's interesting. I was on pedestal before, and it only had like pedestal. Oh, this is... I don't know why I'm getting a different page. Our arcades versus arcade gallery. Oh, okay. Okay, fine. So now this is cool because I get to see maybe the fact that it's tagged legacy build means something. It looks well put together, right? It doesn't look like it just MDF slapped together. But yeah, I don't want flames. I don't need Eric's arcade. I don't need any of that crap. I'll do the horrible decorations myself because I wanted that to be organic. You think it's MDF with vinyl on it? Probably. Probably. It looks nice. Looks sturdy. So yeah, possible, but I'd have to just get the guts from them. The idea, though, is good. Would probably have to work on the different layouts. All right. So arcade, X Arcade is out because their stuff is this or the. Well, they got cabinets. Okay, they have a pedestal. All right, no, they're back in play here. It's only 2-player though, and it's notify me. So, nope, that ain't gonna work either. All right, they're still out. They're still out. Gaming Solutions is in. Arcade Gallery, maybe, but who knows? Elamine Ply. Yeah, there was one. I got some other links that was referencing some different wood being used. All right, so there was that one. There was Monster Arcades. I want to see some details here. Get any more detail and not just some pictures. Arcade Systems, Pedestal Arcade. All right. Racing sim on the list to build. Oy. Yeah, I get what you're saying, J Pones, yeah. Thermal laminated birch, not MDF or particle board. 3/4 inch. U-Track 3-inch trackball flush mount. Yeah, see they're iPack. This is effectively, I got the Ultimart guts, the iPack encoder. In fact, I got the Ultimate iPack or the U-Pack, whatever it is, because I got the LEDs. U-Track 3-inch trackball, right? So once again, I want your guts. Yeah, they're a reseller. DIY kits, that's what I want. Show me your DIY kits. Oh, it's not clickable. Yeah, their parts page, this link is not a thing. Damn it, because DIY kits is what I'm looking for. I can customize it if I need to. All right, so no on them so far. Who else was out there? There was... Oh, hold on. I think the link is just bad. Yeah, I don't know where I got to the link on my phone, but... Yeah, so they have birch and thermal laminated birch. I have no idea what that's all about. In terms of good, bad, ugly, what? What? You what? What? Fully assembled, can be painted, stained, or even graphic wrapped 4-player control panel. I don't know that I plan on painting it or vinyl wrapping it myself. I think a laminate is good because ideally, if anything, I would cut things out on a vinyl printer, or I'd print stickers and just paste a bunch of stickers on here. Just go crazy with it. So maybe the laminated would be easier to get those stickers off if I needed to, or get the vinyl off, or adhere the stickers on the vinyl, right? Like, I'm totally ready to make it my own thing. But I don't want to do graphic wraps and stuff like that. I don't want to have to design all the wrap. So they had, this is what I was looking at before. So you're good call. Laminated would probably be best. We have 4 different panel layouts to choose from when ordering your kit. Both panel A and B are CNC milled to use U-Track. This is what I would be doing. They effectively have, this B layout is effectively my Franken panel. Trackball in the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4 players. Donut, you know it. Ideas, ideas. Which is better for your needs, birch or thermal laminated birch? Our birch is a furniture-grade material with veneer on both sides. The birch can be stained, painted, or wrapped with graphics. Birch is much more durable than melamine or MDF. While melamine does have a nice black finish, it splits, cracks, and swells easily. This is where our thermal laminated birch is a far superior alternative. Thermal laminated birch has a birch core. Very strong and durable. It has a laminate that has a nice black smooth finish, lending durability to the surface of the material as well. This option is great if you want a pre-finished CAD that does not need graphics. But if you wish to add graphics, the smooth finish makes it very easily. Just clean the surface of any debris and apply the art. I like that idea. That'd be awesome, C6, right? Like stuff like that. That's what I would decorate it with. My own shit. Or, I mean, if I got stickers from you, it'd be your shit too, but that's the idea, right? Like, not Mario, not just a big Mario thing.
A birch material or a thermal laminated birch. We're going to go over the features that it has. The thermal laminated birch just has a laminated finish on both sides of the material, still same wood core as the birch. On the thermal laminated kits, we do put diamond plate aluminum on the floor rails. You can get this in multiple control panel configurations. You can even do a custom layout. There'd just be a surcharge for the CAD time to design it. With all of the pedestals, comes with a piano hinge to be able to get into the system and do your wiring and maintenance. If you look on the back where the joysticks go, you can see the little guidelines for your different models: Sanwa, Famitsu, HAP, Zippy. The trackball cutout, we can either do that for a HAP or a U-Track. This one is cut for a U-Track. It's got a 1/2 inch or 1/8 of an inch recess right here, so it's flush mount on the front when you use the plastic bezel. You can see the little holes here That is for your brass inserts for the U-Track system. And then you can see there's an access panel or a hole through the pedestal so you can run your wiring through the back. It'll come through here and into the bottom. And in the bottom of the pedestal is where you can put your computer, Jammer board, Raspberry Pi, whatever you're running for functionality. Now with all of the kits, for the pedestal kits, it also comes with 220 millimeter cooling fans, fan covers. There's an access area here for your power wire, HDMI, whatever you have coming out of the pedestal. With all of our kits, we also offer a wrap service or printing service, so you can pick from our pre-selected art or you can design your own, and we can either send the prints with the machine and you can wrap it yourself, or we can wrap it here in the shop before it leaves. If you guys have any questions, feel free to call or email and we'd be happy to help you with a future order. Thank you.
Thermal laminated kit, $1,099. This, to me, seems approachable. And their upgrade for 260 seems doable too, right? Like, they're going to give you all the stuff. I don't need that stuff, but I like the idea of it, right? Like, for 260, for all this, I get it. No, sorry, J Pones. I wasn't really planning on spending $6,000. I still gotta. This has still got to fly past the wife. Yeah. There might be a little surcharge if I have them do some different milling or drilling, but this is doable. I don't know where I'd put the spinners though, but it is interesting that they... I'm gonna go back to this. I could put the spinners down here. Could have them drill spinner holes. Part of that is, you know, if we look back at the Franken panel, I put the spinners to the right and left of the buttons. I had to put them somewhere. So I still have room to say, hey, let's put... Because here's the thing, too. I look at this one, and he's got... He just did 4. Get your hand out of the way. He did 4 like this. Like, this layout is not matching the one above, but it's the one I would want. 1 joystick, 4 buttons for players 3 and 4. Because really, 1 and 2 are going to be used the most. Really, 1 the most, and then 1 and 2. And then if I have my buddy and his wife over for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or some shit like that, right, then we do 4. I'm sorry, you know what? I just need to switch back. Right? He's got the example where I've got 4 buttons here. Their layouts don't show that. Oh, no, wait, I'm sorry. Their A layout is. Their A layout is that. But then I lose 2 buttons for A and B. Yeah, so it's the 6 and 4. And I'm kind of rocking 8 and 4. Yeah, C is for the HAP trackball. I've got a U track. So I'm kind of, with that layout, I'm A and B. So there's a question there. I would have to, if I went with B, I guess in my mind, I see A as easier to add spinner to. Right? Because I could do the spinner like here and here. I kind of got some room around the joystick and the buttons there. Here, I guess I still could. I might be a little pressed for some room, like maybe I've got to do it here and here, or here. I don't know. I'd have to think about that a little bit. Of course, is the spinner that big of a deal? What's the spinner help for? Like, you're not going to play Arkanoid without a spinner. You just need it for that. Right? So then it's just where the spinner fits. I think either of these could work. The question is, it might fit a little bit better on the A, but then I'm losing 2 buttons. I don't know enough about all the different MAME arcade games to say, would losing 2 buttons be bad? Like, I feel like your fighting games might be a bit bigger of an issue. Does it matter that much? Things to consider, right? But I think that one, for the price, I feel like that's doable. Now, there's no acrylic on top. If I wanted to do an acrylic layer, I'd have to do something else, right? So scratches could be a thing on here. I'd have to remember how the mounting of everything works to say, if that's 3/4 inch thick, and I wanted to do acrylic on top, God, I'd have to get that custom cut. Maybe I don't care about that. Maybe I don't care about acrylic. Custom cut that all? Ugh. Ugh. I did that once. I don't want to do it again. Those are the ones I had seen so far. Honestly, I think this thermal laminated birch. SWK. I appreciate the, that's true. That's true. But I don't want to put people out. You might have a large CNC. Maybe. Maybe. I'd have to see, I'd have to look at the, if I do that, and that's the cool thing is I can always do that after the fact, right? It's just more of, can it work? Because I got to make sure, if I'm going to do acrylic on top, I got to make sure the width of the acrylic works and doesn't cause the buttons to have issues, right? Depth inside. Does that cause the trackball to not work because of acrylic? I don't think it would. I got to relook back at my dad's sometime that I built him, because I used similar parts. Right? Like, maybe that's okay. Maybe that's okay. We can, I can work around that. You can see we've got this slight curve to the buttons on A and B, since we're kind of stuck on A and B, right? Because of the trackball. That has the trackball mount for the trackball we've got. We've got a little bit of a curve to the buttons. I'm assuming that's okay. Mine are a little bit more, like we look at mine, you can see the first 2 buttons are more angled down. Like the curve to them. I don't know if that matters too much. I mean, because honestly, it's not a thing I would play a shit ton of anyway. So it's almost like, kind of want to do it just to get it done and get it off that desk. So it's either I put it in an arcade machine, I put it in something like this easily enough, or I strip this thing down for parts. I'm not really strip it down for parts. I take the parts out and put them in a box for some other day. I still might do that anyway, because I really would like that area back. That takes up a lot of space. So even if I do buy one of these things, I think I need to take the parts out and just get rid of this gunk in there. It's so bad. But $1,000, and they're going to cut it those specs, and it's thermal laminated birch, and it's all I think it says ships assembled, fully assembled. The video we saw, yeah, see, that's what I don't want to do. I am not interested in doing any wood cutting for this stuff. The scale up for me is just like, it is a turn off. I'm just not a wood person. I'm not a woodworker. They've got a nice, I think they've got a nice setup here myself. I know you guys, you know, some of you guys in this are like, yeah, well, I'll make my own. Like, Any Donut made his own pinball thing. For the arcade piece, I'm more like, yeah, I've got enough with the guts that I want to customize. Excuse me. And figure out how to light the LED buttons again and all that stuff. Like, that's what I like to mess with. The actual thing itself, that prototype was about as much time as I want to spend designing the layout. CNC'd my own bar top cabinet. Excellent. Yeah, that's very cool. And if I had access to one, that might be more interesting to learn that stuff. Because it's more of those things too of like, if I want to do it, I like to do it all myself, but I mean, I have this thing for 10 years. Just have to help clean the shop. I'll buy pizza, beer, and I'll bring a mop. Yeah, because that's really what it is yeah. Who knows? Who knows? I don't think the price is bad, though, for this. If you wanted something pre-assembled and you just put your own guts in, it's not a bad deal. Part of me wonders if it'd be cool to have fight sticks and connect them to a main computer plugged into the big screen. I thought about doing that too, because I know like a fight stick would be the biggest thing I would build myself. Outside of that, I'm done. When I did the bar top arcade for my dad, and I did the acrylic, and I did all the hole cutting, and I did the acrylic hole cutting because I just bought sheets of acrylic and sheets of wood. After I did that, I realized, yeah, I don't want to do that again. The fight stick idea is interesting, right? Because you just build the box, and then you plug it in. And this really isn't that different in that sense. It's just a bigger box with 4 fight sticks combined into one box. But yeah, that's doable. This monsterarcades.com is the one that intrigues me the most out of what I've seen. The arcade gallery one, Extreme Home Arcades, beautiful. Beautifully done. Nice shiny acrylic on top. I might have to, if I were to pull the trigger on this, I would probably talk to these guys and say like, hey, what do people do when they're doing acrylic on top? Do you do adjustments ahead of time? Is that easily done? Is there concerns there? All that stuff. Hey, if I want to put the spinner on there, can you drill a hole for the spinners for me? Or I have to drill my own hole. I kind of don't want to drill into it. If it's a little upcharged to drill the spinner hole for me, I'd rather have them drill it so that I don't want to drill into the top once it's done. So SWK, have you made any like fight stick types of things like that outside of your? I mean, you made your bar top cabinet. Have you made like little fight stick boxes as well? That could be interesting. Like I do have one. I've shown it before, but for those that haven't seen it, right? Like I do have this Kanban, I think it's called Pearl. Yeah, let me actually, bring up a real. right? So I've got this guy. And he's nice. He's nice. I think I swapped out... I think I swapped the gate, and I can't remember if I swapped the buttons out or not. I honestly do not remember anymore. This also is about 8-ish, maybe years old, because this is when I was heavier into the arcade stuff. Right? Kanban Pearl arcade joystick. But building some of the things like this, that could be interesting, right? I kind of got this just to see if I like the idea of it. I never use it. Never use the damn thing. Droogie! Good evening, Droog. Droog. Good evening. We had just been going over arcade options. Every day. Almost every day. Yep. Oh, look at this. Using arcade controls. Bring that up. I love that. Nicely done. Beautiful. I usually, when I go to the office, I usually wear it up. I usually wear it back with a pony of some sort. Tie the knot in the back. I'll wear it down sometimes, but honestly, when I'm in the office, it kind of gets in the way when I have to put the headphones on and off with meetings. So I usually wear it up. I don't man bun it. I don't do man buns. That doesn't appeal to me. A pony in the back or something like that, I'll work with. Or if Big Boy were here, you know, Qui-Gon Jinn style, where I just pull this part back and clip it in the back, and that's fine. But yeah, I don't man bun. I don't care for that. That's a CNC control panel. That looks great. Yeah, the one that I did for Pops. Let's see. Do I have a picture of the damn thing? No, it's maybe this one? Yeah, see, that's the one that we did for Pops. And I liked how that came out, especially for someone who does not do any woodworking. Vinyl cut letters for the buttons. It's a slide-out keyboard tray underneath there. You flip that down and you get a tray with the keyboard and a mouse that comes out. I don't know, Droogie. Kind of like your bar top? Very good. And I just put a bunch of Doctor Who stuff, Doctor Who vinyl stuff on the side, because my dad loves Doctor Who, so it's a whole TARDIS theme, right? K9 and all that stuff. I was happy with that. Came out. My first design for, or not first design, once again, I read this article, which I like the idea of it. Then I was like, okay, I'm going to do this for my dad. Here's how I want to do it. I prototyped it with cardboard to get an idea of like the angle, the screen, what I'd be seeing. Just like I prototyped the monster one with foam board. So, yeah, that was me back in the day doing the wood stuff. It was fun. I actually did prototype it with the foam board again for this one because I wanted to test the electronics all together, right? Make sure everything was daisy chained properly, nothing was broken before I did any permanent mounting. And then we did the vinyl printer letters and all that stuff. So yeah, I forgot. I did make a box for this just like I did with that one. I wanted to be sure, right? The insert coin buttons worked and everything like that. I was happy with it. Would it stand the test of time? I don't know. I never did woodworking before. Probably not. It sits in my dad's room, so it's not like it moves around a lot. I don't know why, Droogie. I don't watch any celebrity game shows. I don't know. I don't know. I cannot help you. I do not know. All I know is probably time to take a big walk and pass it over to Reboot for the big walk. Because it's probably about time for bed. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to shut me off. Go back to 16.9 plus stuff. Main PC. And FaceTime PTZ. Very good. Why is that still on here? Still on here even when I do this? That's why I shut this off sometimes. I'm like, I don't need two of me. We don't need that. We do not need that. But some thoughts, right? Some options, some things we can do. See how that works. Upshift. Good to see you. Oh, cable in the hotel. Oh, you're out traveling. Yeah, sorry, that's all you got now, right? Just watching the TV, browsing on the phone while you're sitting in a hotel room. That's not ideal. Well, try to keep yourself entertained, Mr. Duog. I myself, I gotta hit the sack. Thank you all for hanging out, though, for tonight. Saw some new games on the bucket list. Did a lot of retro game news. J Pones, Triple F, and C64 Television. Good job getting some scores up there. I hope to generate some of my own records on there. Get those going. Anybody else is free as long as they can take a screenshot and they're playing the same platform version, like of any of these games. List.christoph.io. You do it and submit your screenshot and join in on the fun. Get your name read out on Bucket List High Score News. Upshift64, good to see you, sir. But with that, yeah, it's about time for me to turn into a pumpkin here soon. That's okay. We'll catch you next time. Hope you had yourself a good night. We're going to send it over, after the credits, we'll do the roll call. We're going to send it over to Reboot Tech, who is kind of in the same crowd. He's been on the stream before. He and Def Not Maddie are joint streaming the Big Walk. Big Walk, Long Walk, Take a Walk, Big Walk. We're just going to send it over to Reboot for what it's worth and see what they're doing with this Big Walk. I know they were all planning, some of that crew was planning on playing that tonight, and I obviously couldn't watch because I'm doing this with you guys, hey! And so we'll send it over there, hang out for a bit, and be on our merry way. I'll be back Friday, and then maybe actually I want to get some more games on the bucket list, so we'll review some fresh games getting added. And anybody else have any recommendations, feel free to add them in the Discord, and maybe play some as well. And I want to start, the whole idea, once again, of doing this was the fact that I started to get the main room running, right, for the light guns, so I can have Pops over as a guest star on stream. And that started making me think of, well, what if we just build the pedestal now and put that in front of the TV? So that might be something we do with this. But if nothing else, light guns. I got Sinden light guns coming. We'll see how those look whenever they ship. It's probably 2 or 3 weeks away. We'll see. We'll see. All right, guys. You have been an excellent audience. I have been Mr. Christoph. Have yourselves a wonderful night.
A hot shower might help.
We'll send this over to Def Not Maddie when we're done with the roll call. I'm sorry, Reboot Tech. They're both playing, but we'll send it over to Reboot.
I think you've been overdoing it.
It's easy for you to say. You were always one of the big guys.
Trust me, it's all relative. There'll always be someone bigger than you are. Someone stronger, or better looking, or smarter, Do you really like live streaming? Does it make you feel special?
Well, yeah, if I'm being honest, it does.
You're growing up. Point is that you don't look to other people for your self-esteem. You can earn respect from other people, even admiration or praise, but it won't mean anything to you if you don't respect yourself. Good night, buddy.
Good night, Dad.
Thank you, everybody, tonight who all stopped by. Triple F, racking up those high scores. C64 Television adding his score to the mix tonight. Pyro Ferris stopping by to say hi before taking the big walk. Jay Pones also racking up those lovely, lovely high scores. Casual Wow, our favorite lurker, coming by saying hi, giving some recommendations. Commodore Chronicles. Adam, always good to see you. 86 Carrera, thank you for the bits tonight. We'll get that donation bit covered here soon. Zarad, thank you for stopping by tonight. Any Donut, my neighbor to the south, thank you, sir. SWK, Mr. CNC Man, doing some great CNC work there. Droog, stuck in a hotel, but hopefully finding some entertainment. And Upshift 64, late join, but always good to see you. Gift subs tonight from Triple F, gave us 2 tonight, I believe. Yes, very good. Thank you again, Triple F. I know you're off in probably bedtime land, but 64 Television, thank you for the enlarged icon bits from Sid Vicious, and 86 Carrera for the 54 bits. Get your guys' names etched in with the Okadata 120 printer. A couple channel point redemptions tonight. I believe we had some check-ins on the C64 and some hydrates. Oh yeah. That covers it, I believe. Take care and good night, everybody. We'll see you Friday. Off to Reboot Tech.